We were here too. Is it worth a buy? Is it worth a buy, guys? Is it? Let's read the words of the developer. As your final hour approaches, a large structure looms in the distance, towering above the relentless storm. Discover the truth behind this dark castle in a communication-based cooperative puzzle adventure. Now, this is a sequel to We Were Here. How I wish you were here, but we were here. We were here too. Not two, as in we were here as well as you were. It's like we were here too, but it's actually not we were here too, as in the sequel. It's because it's spelled we were here too, as in T-O-O. So it's kind of like a play on words because there was a we were here, but this is we were here too, as in two, the sequel, but spelled as in Mac, just f*** off. You get the idea. This is the sequel to We Were Here. It's We Were Here too. My kids were in that water too. So how does this game play? Well, basically it's a cooperative game, and you will see split screen footage in this review at certain times, and what that depicts is your partner, what he sees, and me, what I see as I'm playing. My view is the main screen, and you'll see what my partner saw in the other screen. Now obviously when you're playing the game you don't see what your partner sees. That's the whole point of the game. You're blind. You can't see what your partner sees, and they can't see what you see. And the reason that's relevant is because you're both trapped in a castle and you're locked in rooms, and the only way to get out the room is to solve a puzzle in that room. And the solution to your puzzle is in your partner's room, and the solution to their puzzle is in your room. So you have to communicate your surroundings, and you do that via a walkie-talkie system. In the game you need a mic obviously to do that, but you've got a walkie-talkie system in the game which is really good. You've got the when you're transmitting, you know, so Charlie Tango Tea Kettle Barbecue, you know, that kind of stuff. So young ones, yeah. So you have that, and it's great for communicating. It feels very, very immersive when you're using that rather than using TeamSpeak or Discord. It's just so much better using the in-game system. And you have to be very descriptive. You have to describe to your partner what you are seeing in your room, and they have to do the same. And then you've got to find out which one of you can interact with anything. And it's usually symbol interaction, so you'll see symbols that you have to press, and your partner has to tell you which ones to press and in what order, and they have to work that out by what they can see. Now that's all well and good when you've got all the time in the world, but some puzzles will be life and death situations. There's one in particular where the staircase is just dropping away from you, and you've got to solve the riddle of a crucifix on the wall, and it's just terrifying really when you're playing this, because it's dead suspenseful. If you die, you can start from the beginning of that puzzle. You don't have to start from the whole game again. It's quite suspenseful, and the puzzles are really well thought out. There's not a massive amount of them. I'm almost finished the game. I would reckon that if you're taking your time, it's probably 5 hours to get through the whole lot, but the game's like only £7, and it's the quality of the gameplay that counts in a game. It does have replayability as well, this, because when you play through the game you will choose to be either a lord or a peasant at the very beginning, and that will determine what rooms you see through the game. So if you play all the way through as a lord, you are communicating with the guy who's playing as a peasant, and so when you finish the game, if you then switch to being a peasant, you will get to see all of the rooms that he had, and you'll have to solve the puzzles that he had to solve. Now obviously you'll have a bit of an idea of how that works, but you won't know every solution, because generally speaking, when you're playing this game with somebody, they don't tell you what they're doing. They're just figuring it out themselves, and then they'll figure it out based on the info you give them, but you don't really know exactly what they're doing with that info. So there is quite a bit of replayability to do this. It's so much fun, and I also think in fact I know that some of the puzzles are random, because I've done a couple of them twice, so there's RNG in the puzzles as well. So it is a good fun puzzle game like that. It's very suspenseful. You can play with your friends, you can make your own lobby up, and you can password it, so it's all good in that sense. Or you can just throw yourself out into the big bad world and play with anybody from any country who happens to have the game, a random partner, which sounds like it could be chaos and fun at the same time. I bet there's a lot of raging bastards in this game. I kind of want to just go in and troll some of them. I don't want to say too much. It's going to be a difficult review, this, because I don't want to spoil any of the puzzles by giving you any solutions. In fact, I'm not going to give you any solutions to any of the puzzles, but they are pretty tough, some of them, and some of them are just piss easy, and some of them are so freaking obvious that you just don't see them as obvious, and you're going the complicated way about doing them, and others are complicated as well. So it's a complete mixed bag of puzzles, and you know, it looks really good. It's got decent music as well, although it was getting on the tits of me streamers, so I had to turn it right down. But I quite liked it. I like the whole atmosphere of it, the voiceovers, the suspense is really, really well done in this. It's one of those cheap little games. It's not really brilliant if you're single player in it, you know. Like I say, it's random who you're going to get, but if you've got somebody like a friend who has a copy of this, then it's a definite buy, because you know, you're going to have fun. The pair of you sorting it out. It'll easily fill you in for a whole night of entertainment, this game. It's that type of thing. For £7, I think it's a thumb up. I really do. Simply because I enjoyed the type of puzzles that they had, and each room may have more than one puzzle as well. It's not just like one room, one puzzle. Some of the puzzles start off tame, then just get really, really hectic. There was one where that I'm going to mention that was pretty hilarious. I was in this corridor room, and there was a wall closing in from one end, and it was going to crush me. And in my girlfriend's room, she had a wheel that was obviously connected to that, and she could hold the wheel for a few seconds and even wind the wall back and temporarily put it to a halt, but she couldn't hold that indefinitely. We had to figure out how to open the door at the other end of the room, but it's not that easy, because you have to describe the detail perfectly, and when there's a wall going to crush you, it's kind of hard to stay calm and offer descriptive instructions. This is fucking long, alright? You've got to go straight along there that you're facing. No, turn back around. Yeah. You're going to go all the way down there, then you're going to turn right, and you're going to run like a bastard for ages. And then you're going to turn right again, so... Run. Get ready to turn right, then right. That's it, keep running, then turn next left. Then keep running. There's some pretty complicated stuff where one of them's like on a chessboard. That was quite complicated at first, but nothing that's going to really stump you. I think everybody will be able to complete this game, but some of them will have you thinking, and some of them are going to kill you because you'll just not get it done in time. So there you go, guys. That is We Were Here Too. It's a fun game. I enjoyed it. I'm going to thumb it up because it's quite a unique game. I certainly haven't played anything quite like this, and it's done very well. I've got to say, it's done very well. So there you go, guys. It's a thumb up from me.